Hi guys, welcome back. Or welcome in if you're new. I'm Tessa, and this is part 3 of our Resident Evil 2 playthrough. So last time, we left the R.P.D behind us and made our way into the sewers, where Ada rejoined us. We were shot by Annette Birkin while saving Ada, who then ran off after her. And that's where we found out what happened to William Birkin, and the team sent to recover the G-Virus. We're now ready to leave the sewers and head to the lab for the final part of Leon's story. So grab a drink, sit back, relax, and let's jump right in. Let's get this platform lowered. Then we can go and take care of those spiders quickly. After that, we'll head back and drop off anything we don't need before we take the Skytram and head to the labs. I was not expecting that spider to charge us as soon as we came through the door. I thought we'd at least have time to drop down into the water first. And I'm not sure what happened with it trying to poison us, but it worked in our favour, so I'm not going to complain. I really should have thought this through a bit more and used the medals before coming back through here so we could have drained the water and made this a bit easier. We still need to come back and check the bodies. I'm pretty sure one of them has something on it, maybe handgun or shotgun ammo. But it won't take a minute to sort that out, so let's just go get ourselves sorted first. I was just double checking there wasn't anything I missed earlier, but we've already cleared it all out, so we can crack on. I was just having a moment there trying to decide if it's worth taking the machine gun or not. We do get another chance to pick it up between here and the labs if we change our mind, but it's probably best to just take it now. There are a few things to deal with between here and there. We'll just get the medals in place, then run back and deal with the zombies before checking out the bodies hidden under the water. I don't like leaving things behind if I can help it. There have been plenty of times where I've missed something that would have made things a bit easier, or saved me from having to redo entire sections just because I rushed through thinking there was nothing to grab. Probably cut apart by some sort of edged tool. I guess I was wrong about there being an item on them. Could be I'm remembering something from playing on easy. Or I'm just making it up. But now we can go and grab the Sky Tram, which will take us to the next section, and from there we can get the train down to the labs. A control panel for the Sky Tram. Will you turn the power on? This is a nice, easy section. You always know where the tyrant's arm is going to come through, thanks to those little bits falling just before it appears. I didn't realise how much handgun ammo we used there. We're actually left with very little at the end of this fight. But we've still got plenty of shotgun ammo, plus the machine gun, and the Magnum too, which we're definitely going to have to rely on soon. There are a few things we need to pick up around here. First up is the key to the weapons box, which we'll use later in the labs. We've also got a shotgun attachment, which will make it even more powerful. Plus, there's some ammo and a health spray as well. Once we've grabbed all of that, we can move on to the final area. The key to the weapons box is really easy to miss. You need to use the lighter on this flare launcher here to reveal where it is. It's little things like this that make exploration so important. You never know what's hiding away. When I first started playing this, I didn't have a clue. I must have completed the game at least 10 times before I finally stumbled onto it. In this section, we just need to clear out the zombies. For the most part, they'll make their way to us, so we can pick them off one at a time from a distance. Ada is really useful here as well. If you slow things down and fire one shot at a time, she'll shoot them too. It does feel a bit random when she decides to shoot, but for the most part, she's on point and will save you some ammo. It is a bit of a pain having to wait for them to come to you, and you should be careful if you decide to step out. Once they're dealt with, we can run round and grab the shotgun attachment before heading into the last save room before the labs. It's also a good idea to use an ink ribbon, you know, just in case. Now that we've got the shotgun parts combined, this thing will absolutely obliterate zombies. And it's pretty damn good at stopping just about anything else we pointed at. We've got another little section here with some zombies. Just be patient and they'll come to you, and Ada will help take them down. Once you've cleared them out, you can run down and grab some green herbs. Just be careful of any stragglers. I nearly ran straight into one of these guys, but luckily, Ada was on hand to help. Unlike Sheva in Resident Evil 5, who is quite often the reason you met your end and had to restart entire sections, only for her to screw you over even sooner on the next attempt. I just wanted to make sure we had everything we need before this next section, and I couldn't quite make up my mind whether to save or just throw caution to the wind and be a bit ballsy. I've got a really bad habit of trying to just firm it no matter what I'm fighting. But ultimately, I decided to pretend we're a tank and don't need to save. So let's head out, grab a bit of ammo that's hiding over the back by the barrels, then we can grab the map that we won't bother looking at before we head off to our final destination. Just doing a quick check around the train, as I've got no idea if there's anything here for us to pick up. This is one of those areas I didn't bother checking the first time I recorded, but we're all good and we haven't missed anything. Well, I clearly didn't think this through, as usual. We need to run back and drop off the Magnum rounds, so we've got space to pick up the key we need before we can move on. Was just contemplating saving again, but decided against it. We should be fine. I mean, what could possibly go wrong? This is it. The point of no return. Well, unless I completely mess this up.
Ada, can you hear me? Come on, snap out of it.
Looks like we're locked out for a bit. And we pretty much have nowhere to run. Things are going great, as you can probably tell. And I'm just here second-guessing my choices and making up the plan on the fly. I had absolutely no idea I'd already done that much damage to him. I was half expecting to run around that corner and get us into a bit of trouble, as there's not much room to move at the back of the train. But, as luck would have it, our friend here is cooked, at least for now.
Don't die on me, Ada. Come on! Wake up! Come on! Welcome back. Hey, take it easy. We're inside Umbrella's secret lab. I'll go find something to treat that wound, so just rest here in the meantime.
But I'll only slow you down with these injuries. Go. Save yourself.
I told you, it's my job to look after you.
But you'll be in danger if you stay with me. I know I've only known you for a short period of time, but I really enjoy being with you. I know I'm not capable of caring about anyone, but I don't want to lose you.
We're leaving this place together. Wait here for me. I'll be right back.
We've got a couple of items to grab in here before we go off exploring. And it's probably a good idea to save here as well. We really haven't got much left to do before we take on the tyrant one last time. And I don't want to mess it up and send us all the way back to our last save. It's actually quite interesting when you look into how this part of the game was originally planned. Because what we ended up getting here, especially towards the back half of the game, is a much more condensed version of what they initially had in mind. When they were developing Resident Evil 2, after scrapping the earlier version of the game, the new scenario writer, Noboru Sugimura, worked on restructuring everything. And one of the things that came out of that was a much larger scope for what happens after the police station. Originally, the plan wasn't just to go straight from the R.P.D. into the sewers and then down into the lab. There were ideas for more sections in the city itself, a kind of transition between areas, and even an early concept where you would revisit the Spencer mansion from the first game, tying everything together a bit more directly. But a lot of that ended up getting cut, mainly because the game was just getting too long, and they needed to tighten up the pacing and keep things focused. And I think you can really feel that here. Because once you leave the police station, everything starts to move a lot quicker. The sewers don't last too long, and then suddenly, you're here, in the lab, which feels like it should be this big final stretch, but ends up being quite short compared to what came before. So it's not necessarily that the lab was meant to be small. It's more that the entire second half of the game was originally part of something much bigger. And what we're playing here is the streamlined version of that idea. Let's head into the big freezer room and get the fuse sorted, so we can power up the other sections and gain access to the rooms on this floor before we head down to the lower level. We do have a health spray to pick up in here. I know we don't really need it, but I'm going to grab it anyway. It's more out of habit than anything else. Plus, it saves us having to run back to the storage chest later if I mess up. Now we've got that, let's get the fuse sorted. I'm eager to push on and get into a fight. A control box used for super low temperature experiments. I could set the superconductor fuse here if I had a fuse case. Okay, now that we've got that sorted, let's go and pop it into place, then head over to the west side as we've got a few things to take care of over there. Just a quick check here. I can't remember if this section is open yet or if we need to do something first. We do need to grab a keycard before we can get in here. So let's head down deeper into the labs. I'm pretty sure this room, and the one connected to it, are optional. But there's some really good stuff to pick up here, so it's definitely worth going through. There's a flamethrower, some shotgun rounds, and maybe a couple of other bits as well. But we're fully loaded at this point, so we're going to have to run back, drop some stuff off before we can carry on. The limited inventory space is probably the one thing I have an issue with. It does add tension on that first playthrough. You never really know what you'll need, or when you'll need it. So I get why you end up going back and forth, trying to find that balance between what you carry and what you can leave behind for a bit, just to make space for new items. I like the system, and I don't. Maybe if weapons were stored separately or something, I'd feel a bit better about it. But it is what it is. We haven't got far to go anyway. I'm probably just moaning for the sake of it. I hadn't realised how much handgun ammo I'd used up to this point. I did think for a moment I might have put it in the storage chest by accident. and I was trying to come up with a reason why I'd run out. But it turns out I've just been a bit too trigger happy with the handgun, and the rapid fire probably didn't help either. Now that we've got rid of those guys, we can quickly make some space before we get back to what we were doing. We're going to have to rely on the machine gun for a bit. As awful as it is, it should help us out for now. I want to try and save as much of the stronger ammo as possible for the final fight. I know we probably won't even need half of what we've got, but I still don't want to take the chance. I know I said we'd rely on the machine gun for a bit, and we will. I'm just swapping things around here. Both weapons take up 2 slots, so it just makes sense not to use 4 slots for 2 weapons. An elevator. Pressing the button has no effect. It hasn't been used for a long time. Laboratory Security Manual. Security measures in case of an emergency. In the instance of an uncontainable biohazardous breakout, all security measures will be directed toward the underground transport facility. In the instance that any abnormalities are detected among cargo in transit, all materials will automatically be transported from the landing zone to the designated high-speed train, at which point all materials will be isolated and disposed of immediately. In the instance of a Class 1 emergency, the entire train will be purged and disposed of without delay. In the instance that the lab itself becomes contaminated, the northernmost route currently used to transport materials to and from the facility will be designated as the emergency escape route. This route will secure passage to the relay point outside the city limits. Disclosure about any information regarding research conducted here or the existence of this facility is strictly prohibited. Since it is top priority to keep all research classified, escape access may be denied under certain extenuating circumstances. The console says, Anti-BOW gas sprinkler. Will you turn on the switch? This shotgun upgrade is awesome. 2 lickers down with 2 rounds. We definitely won't have too many issues while we've got this. We've got 2 rooms down here to check and not a lot to do. We just need to grab a key card and use the computer before we head back up for the final room. That last licker took a few shots to put down, probably due to the distance. I should have got a bit closer there. But we're all good. We didn't take any damage, and we've still got plenty of rounds left. I forgot we need the key card before we can get into this room. So we'll head over to the other side, switch back to the machine gun, run in, grab the card, and then come straight back. We've also got the Magnum parts in here, and we definitely want to grab them. It makes the Magnum extremely powerful, and it's very effective against the Tyrant. We want to stick to controlled bursts as much as possible so we don't waste ammo. We just need it to carry us through this room, then we can forget about it and switch back to the shotgun until the final fight, as there isn't really much in our way now. Now that we've got the all-important keycard, we can access the other room upstairs. We just need to get to the computer in the other room. Well, this has to be one of the most pointless enemies in the game. And it's really easy to take down. It does feel like it was added last minute just to put something in our way before getting to the computer. While we didn't find the file that gives us the correct username, it's simple enough that you could probably guess it if you needed to. But I remember it from the last playthrough, so we're not going to be standing here guessing it for the next 5 minutes. Now we just need to head up, clear the final room, and grab the last couple of items. While we're here, we might as well dump the flamethrower, grab the magnum, and pick up any ammo we're going to need. Just had to check what damage we'd taken. I couldn't remember if they do poison damage or not. But we're all good. We've only taken minimal damage here, so let's push on. We've got some health and ammo to pick up in here, as well as the ammo disc. Plus, there's a small group of zombies to deal with.
You murdered my husband. I know what you're looking for. You came for the G-Virus, didn't you? But you'll never take it from me. This is my husband's legacy. Now, where's that spy you were working with earlier? You know who I'm talking about.
What?
You really don't know anything, do you? You're so gullible. She's one of the operatives sent here by the agency. The only reason why she came here is to obtain the G-Virus.
That's a lie.
No, it's the truth. I discovered this when I did a background check on her. She specifically got close to John and became his girlfriend to get information about Umbrella.
That can't be. I know her. Ada wouldn't do something like that.
If you don't want to believe it, I don't really care. You're about to die anyway. What happened?
The self-destruct sequence has been activated. Repeat, the self-destruct sequence has been activated. This sequence may not be aborted. All employees proceed to the emergency car at the bottom platform.
Leon. I've been waiting for you, Leon.
What are you doing?
You know what this is about, so just hand over the G-Virus.
I don't believe this. Annette was right. About everything.
That's why I told you to leave without me, but you wouldn't listen. Now hand it over. Don't make me shoot you.
You can't do that. Ada! Ada! I've got you. Don't give up.
Leon, it's over. Just let me go.
Shut up. You're gonna make it.
promised you that we would escape. You just have to help me out here.
I really wanted to escape with you, Leon. Escape from everything. Goodbye.
Ada! No.
So, this is what everyone's been dying for.
We are coming to the end of our Resident Evil 2 playthrough. It's been really good coming back to this after all this time. I'd forgotten how much I enjoyed the tank controls, the fixed camera angles, and just the simplicity of it all. It's not really challenging anymore, and it's definitely not as tense or scary as it used to be. But it's like spending time with an old friend. It's a comfort game, something you can just settle into and know exactly what you're getting. Every enemy placement is predictable. Their attack patterns don't change. So for me, it's pretty much a zero pressure game. But I don't know if I'll come back to it again anytime soon. I lost count of how many times I played this back in the day, and I genuinely loved every minute of it. And that's why I chose this as the first proper playthrough for the channel. I'm still learning everything that goes into content creation. I'm not naturally that chatty, and I've always kind of gamed on my own. So doing commentary like this feels a bit strange. And sometimes it's a struggle to put my thoughts into words, especially doing it after the gameplay's been recorded. So I guess starting here just made sense, rather than jumping straight into something completely new. We'll come back and do Claire's scenario at some point, but for now, we've got one last fight to finish before we make our escape.
Minutes until detonation.
It's time to make our escape. So let's make a run for it. We don't have far to go now.
Are you okay?
Yes, I'm fine.
It's over.
No. I have to find my brother.
You're right. This is just the beginning. Goodbye, Ada.
If you enjoyed hanging out with me, stick around. There's plenty more coming. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and hit that bell icon if you want to stay up to date. It really does mean a lot and helps the channel out. Thanks for being here, and I'll see you in the next one. So, for those of you who've stuck around, we've got that film roll to develop and the file from the office to check out. So, let's take a look and see what we missed. Pictured in front of the Aruka's tailor. Regressed into a zombie within 2 hours. Subject repeatedly complained about severe agitation of the epidermis, in addition to feeling of nausea. This happened up to the moment he lost consciousness. Pictured by R. Lambert. Now let's head up a floor and check out what was in that file. Secretary's Diary A. April 6th. I accidentally moved one of the stone statues on the second floor when I leaned against it. When the chief found out about it, he was furious. I swear the guy nearly bit my head off, screaming at me never to touch the statue again. If it's so important, then maybe he shouldn't have put it out in the open like that. April 7th. I heard that all the art pieces from the chief's collection are rare items, literally worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. I don't know which is the bigger mystery, where he finds those tacky things or where he's getting the money to pay for them. May 10th. I wasn't surprised to see the chief come in today with yet another large picture frame in his hands. This time it was a really disturbing painting depicting a nude person being hanged. I was appalled by the expression on the chief's face as he leered at that painting. Why anyone would consider something like that to be a work of art is beyond my comprehension. Thanks again, guys, and sorry for missing this in the playthrough. I'll do my best to grab everything as we go in future. Have a good one, and I'll see you next time.